think the emotions will flow. A team association that began against all expectations in 2013 when McLaren were the team to be with back then. Well, since he left, it's taken a long time to get back to the front, but they are at the front. And that is the driver congratulating his team, the champions of the world.
Yeah, you can feel the emotion, can't you, here, seeing Lewis do those donuts for the final time.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you may be in the world, and welcome to the One Line Racing Centre Community Cup number 10. It's time to get the action started. We are in qualifying already, and as you can see, Community Cup number 10 will take place at Brands Hatch in the UK with the Formula 4s. 10 drivers have qualified them in the 2 previous weeks to drive today. And the 10 drivers are listed as follows. Anthony Wen has put himself in P1 in that qualifying, someone who we've seen so often. Then it's Jay Craig in P2, also someone we've seen before. Joy Dom, P3. Chase Black is new for me in the Community Cup. I, of course, wasn't here 2 weeks ago for Community Cup number 9, as we have it off there. That's right into the path of the oncoming traffic. That's also a new driver. That's Brandon Bucknap. Moment coming out of Paddock Hill Bend. Alex Uranza. Also new for me. We're all apparently racing with the Kick Sauber livery. Here's Alex Uranza. The American Express livery though for Chase Black. That's more of an American vibe that I was expecting from these drivers here today. At the moment, the pole is on a 125.460 from Jay Craig. Just to give you some insights, the quickest lap time in the qualifying was a 125.030 by Anthony Wen 2. He's in P3 at the moment on a 125.6. So still about 6/10 off the lap time that he did in qualifying. Still has about 7.5 minutes left to improve on that though. But the drivers are listed as follows: Anthony Wen, Jay Craig, Joy Dom, Chase Black. Then it's Alex Uranza, AJ Masek, Muyenda Burnett, then Ishfaq Azam, Christian Ross, and Ryan Collins is the last driver to qualify for this. Donny, our S-tier staff driver, also working at the One Line Racing Centre. He qualified in P5. He isn't driving, but boy is he ever quick. I have a feeling he would have loved to be on the track. The Tilbury livery. If I'm correct, that was close. Jay Craig, you can recognize him because he's driving with the Tommy Hilfiger livery. He's gone down to P3 now though, it's close at the top. It's Chase Black who has found himself up into P2, then Joey, who's found himself up into P1. He's in the pits now though, but he's on the provisional pole. Alex Uranza, can he do anything about it? No, he cannot. He's about a 10th back on Anthony Wen, who I expect to improve as well, maybe to a 25-2, 25-1, but at least a bit closer to his qualifying run that he's set to take part in this event. This is not going to be that for Alex Uranza. Set that up a little bit too tight, took a bit too much speed into the corner, also turned in a little too early. This is the MP Motorsport Red Bull sponsored livery for Ryan Collins. Managed to qualify as the last driver in the qualifiers. Finds himself in P7 at the moment. If that doesn't tell you how competitive this grid is, then I don't know what does. Here's Anthony Wen in the Aston Martin. Oh, it's a bit too wide, Anthony. Is this going to be the lap? Needs to find a 10th and a half to even jump up to P3. He goes up to first. 125.325. 125.32.5 from Anthony Wen. Now we need a reply from some of these drivers. We're going on board with Ishfaq Azam for a lap though. Into turn 1, Paddock Hill Bend. One of the best corners on any circuit in my opinion. With Ishfaq Azam, Ryan Collins also through Paddock Hill Bend. Up to Druids. Turn 2 where Jay Craig has just exited. Into the left-hander of turn 3. That's coming out a little bit too wide. Don't do what Jay Craig did there. You'll scrape the floor, lose time. Car's not accelerating when the floor is scraping the asphalt. Or the AstroTurf in that case. We saw Jay Craig for a second. Beautiful camera angle. Jay Craig needs a reply to that pole position time from Anthony Wen. There has been a reply from Chase Black. He's gone 22 thousandths of a second ahead of Anthony Wen. So Chase Black now your current provisional pole sitter. How has he managed to pull that out of the bag? Chase Black qualifying in 4th, about 3.5 tenths off of Anthony Wen. Anthony Wen does have some pace in his pocket still. Ishfaq Azam across the line. Goes into P6. From P9 to P6, that's what we're talking about. He goes 8 tenths only away from our provisional pole time. When I say that though, Joey Dom has put himself on the provisional pole with a time quicker than he did in his qualifiers. 125.165. Joey Dom has gone to provisional pole by 1.5 tenths at the moment. What a lap time in the Charles Tilbury livery. What a lap. Chase Black needs a reply here. AJ Masick, what can he do? He's about 1.3 seconds away. Quite some time in there. AJ Masick on his qualifying attempt did a 25.8. Still 6 tenths off of that. What can he do? Can he improve? He can, but not in terms of position. Goes 8 thousandths away from Azam ahead. We end up Burner in 9th in the Alpine livery. If we take that livery as our... Oh, someone's gone round. That was Brendan Belknap. Just going round into 9. Alex Zoranza. 6 tenths off of pole, and that's not going to be it either with that line. I don't think he has time to finish his lap anyways. Does he? Yes, he does. But this is his last lap, might as well go all in. It's a bit too early, that's a bit too early, makes it so tight for himself. Ryan Collins, what can he do? Qualifying last. At the minute, he isn't, he's in P9. Belknap still behind him, but not far. Needs an improvement of 6 tenths to get more than one position here. But he's just matched his qualifying lap time, with which he qualified for the event. Brandon, actually, on qualifying as well. I have a feeling we're missing Christian Ross. Yes, indeed. That means that Brandon Belknap is driving, so he's the last one to qualify. He's still 2 tenths off at that time that he set. Chase Black searching a response to Joey Dom. Can he get it? Does he have it in him? We know he's quick. Anthony Wen, I expected more from him too. There's still time in there from him. Jay Grigg also on a final lap here. Anthony Wen also on one final lap. 25.2 it is for Chase Black, but it isn't enough. Alex Aranza has gone back to pit lane. We're watching Jay Grigg, who's still searching a response to that 125.165 from Joey Dom. Anthony Wen, can he get one first? He's first one across the line of these two. Then it's Jay Grigg. Anthony Wen, what can he do? Oh, Jay Grigg's gone off. Jay Grigg's into pit lane. I have a feeling Grigg has gone off across the line for Anthony Wen. What can he do? Is it enough? Is it enough? It isn't. He doesn't improve, and he stays on a 125.325. Brendan Belknap, what can he do? Can he get off last position? Needs a 26.7. He doesn't get it in time. And that is qualifying over. Joey Dom takes pole for the 10th One Line Racing Centre Community Cup at Brands Hatch this week. And if I look at the times at the front of the field, it's gonna be a close one during the race. Top four covered by 0.2 of a second, less than 0.2 of a second. Then it's Alex Uranza in 5th. He's a bit further back, 0.4 back on Jay Grigg. Right, we're giving the drivers a bit of time to collect themselves after what was such a tight qualifying session. I have about 2 to 3 minutes of a break before we go and get ready for the race. So take a breather, fill up your popcorn, fill up on your drink too, because you're going to have 30 minutes of stunning action. In about 2 to 3 minutes' time. All right, it's 15 seconds left until we go racing at Brands Hatch. We're waiting for 6 red lights to appear on our screens. There they are. They're on Brendan Belknap from the back of the grid. Joey Dom from the front together with Anthony Wen and Chase Black. Based on qualifying, this is going to be a tight race. Anthony Wen has survived the start. He's survived the start in P3. Actually, someone's gone round. That's Uranza, I think, in the kick livery. Yes, it was. He's gone round. Pushing off the track, Miranda Burnett, who goes in way too deep, makes contact with Ishfaq Azam, who then gets pushed wide off track too. Orion Collins has made his way through. Alex Aranza still in the midst of it. At the back of the pack, it's back and forward, scrapping between all of them. Bit of a shoulder budge from Ishfaq Azam, letting know that he wasn't happy with that move. Chase Black has survived the start. Joey Dom still on the pole though. Still in P1, converting that pole to the lead of the starting grid. Then it's Anthony Wen in P3, Jay Craig fourth. And Miranda Burnett in P5. He's capitalized on everything that's happened in front of him, but the gap already 4 seconds. And that's a lot on the first lap. Top four still within 2 seconds of each other. Can Anthony Wendo, we know that he's quick. We've seen that in qualifying too. Slipstream is going to do his magic 2 here in the race. Ryan Collins. Oh, he's starting what was second last on the grid. That's not a bad opening lap for Ryan Collins. P6. That's not bad at all. Ryan Collins, can he keep up with the pace of Miranda Burnett? A bit of a moment for Azam. Alex Uranza on the gearbox of Ryan Collins. Here he comes to the inside of 5. He's gonna pull it off. Yes, he is. Uranza has gone ahead of Collins. He can now chase down Burnett, I was gonna say, but not without a mistake. That allows Ryan Collins to come back on him. Isn't quite close enough to get alongside though. Brandon Belknap having trouble on at the back of the grid too. He's dropped to P9 with that moment. AJ Masek, someone who we have seen here before, in P10, 4.2 seconds back on Belknap. AJ Masek qualified in 7th. He's nowhere near that pace at the minute. Runs looking to the outside of Collins. Can't quite find his way around though. Not quite yet. Ishfaq Azam now looking to overtake Runza. Floodgates have opened now for Alex. And Azam's going to try and profit off of it. Question is, can he do so? Not with that line. Azam might be up his inside, you know, he's a little bit too far back. Gets the better exit though. Going into 8, will it be enough for Azam? Challenges and runs up the inside, runs up professionally. Puts his car around the outside, keeps that position. The front of the field gaps still within a second. Anthony Wen, biggest gap in the top 4, 9/10 of a second only to Chase Black in P2. Half a second the gap at the front to Joey Dom. So it's definitely not going to be an easy one here for Joey. As I'm still on the rear bumper of Uranza. Belknap is also gaining back some time on the top 6 here. Here's Anthony Wen. He's 4/10s behind Chase Black, who's half a second only now behind Joey Dom. And that is for the lead. Ishfaq Azam has gotten around Uranza. I have a feeling that there might have been some contact between those two, judging by the fact that Azam was off the track too. He's let Belknap past. So he's now up to P7, re-overtakes him again afterwards. Respectful racing between these two. Brandon maybe leaving him a little bit too much space, going off the track himself. Trying to be too generous to Ishfaq Azam. Charlotte Tilbury All the girlfriends would be happy with this car. Boyfriends won't, because it empties your wallet. But it's for sure not emptying Joey Dommy's wallet. It's filling there at the moment, because he's still leading this race. Chase Black trying to do everything in his power to stop Joey Dom from winning this race. He still has 23 minutes and a bit to do so. So enough time, no rush for Chase Black. But Joey Dom seems to be handling that pressure quite well here. AJ Masick at the back of the field, about to overtake Brandon Belknap. Runs up. Is the next one on the list for Masick as we switch away. When Masick makes that move, he gets re-overtaken, I see, on the left-hand side of the tower by Belknap as well. AJ Masick had a go at Belknap, but I think that it was just a little too late on the brakes for Masick. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Masick has around to the final corner going into Paddock Hill Bend. Surely not a Paddock Hill Bend. He throws his car up the inside. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can. AJ Masick, you're the man to make that move stick, and he does so. Next on the list is Uranza, who himself is trying to overtake Azam. That was a brilliant move by AJ Masick. It might only be for ninth in this race, but boy oh boy, that might be one of the overtakes of this race already. Definitely the best overtake that I've seen so far. Jay Greg has dropped off the leading three. He's now 8.6 behind Anthony Wen. 2.5 ahead of Burnett. Chase Black also now a second back on Joey Dom, who's tightened those thumb screws on Black a bit. Alex Uranza makes his way past Ishfaq Azam. The outside of turn 9. My oh my, we're seeing some moves here today. Wasn't quite able to see all of it. We weren't quite able to see all of it, I should say. But Uranza definitely making that move stick. Ahead of Azam, this is Anthony Wen now on the back of Chase Black, who's dropping some time to P1 Joey Dom. Anthony Wen looking at the inside of turn 5. And it becomes also tricky on the rear end. Rear end stepping out for Anthony. Here's Ishfaq. Two and a half seconds back of this is AJ Masick. Gaining slowly but surely. Is our leader Chase Black, then it's Anthony Wen who has overtaken. Oh no! What's happened to Joey Dom? I have missed that. Just heard from our producer David that he's had a big crash. I missed that. I was looking at the qualifying times on the other end of my monitor, and during that time Joey Dom has spun, has had a massive crash. So our leader in the race, even with that crash, luckily damage turned off for him, but now P4, Jay Greig's gotten past him. Chase Black is now our new leader of this race. Just at the moment where Joey Dom was maybe taking a bit more risk. Maybe taking a bit more risk through the laps. Getting more comfortable with the cars, settling into the rhythm of this race. Makes a mistake. Drops out of his, what was at the time almost a 2-second lead. And is now 2 seconds behind Jay Greig. He's about 6 seconds behind the lead of this race. Jay Greig is 2.5 back on Anthony Wen, who's 6 tenths back on Chase Black. But that's not a fight for the lead of this race. It's been quite a, let's say, boring race for Jay Greig. He's been on his own for most of it, after having made a mistake in the early stages of this race. And he's been trying to recover ever since. He has done so. Gap was once 8.5 to Anthony Wen, who has now gotten past Chase Black at the front of the field. A lead change once again. Anthony Wen, where we know him, where we know he's so good. My, oh my. Oh, problems for Muyenda Burnett. It was Joey Dom leading. Anthony Wen needs a victory here desperately, also for the championship. So this would do his championship chances are good. Chase Black though trying to deny him from it. Joey Dom slowly but surely gaining time back on Jay Greig too. Has gained about 4 tenths of a second over the last 2 laps on Jay Greig. Ryan Collins in P5, 9.2 back on Joey Dom. But crucially, almost a second ahead of Uranza. They've managed to get themselves out of drama. Ishfaq Azam in 7th, ahead of AJ Masik in 8th, who's overtaken Muyanda Burnett. Then Belknap in last position. So where he qualified. But Ryan Collins qualifying in 9th. And up in 5th at the minute. Ishfaq Azam qualifying a place ahead of him in P8. He's in P7 now. Anthony Wen's opened up the gap at the front of the field to about 8 tenths, I was going to say. Gap comes right back down to 6 tenths of a second. Belknap, here he is. Back of the grid. Back of the field, 1.7 seconds back on. You can see him ahead. Muyenda Burnett. Anthony Wen in the lead of this race. But only by about 4 tenths of a second over Chase Black. Meanwhile, Joey Dom is slowly but surely gaining. But he can't afford himself any mistake, any Then he lost time behind Jay Craig or Chase Black. Because any lost time will hurt him now. He isn't gaining quick enough to make this move with about 5 minutes to go. He's going to need all the time that's available to him. But it's not out of the realm of possibilities for Joey Dom still to win this race, even with that big of a crash. Especially these two at the front of the field keep fighting. Ryan Collins still ahead of Uranza. And he will stay ahead of him. A moment of oversteer on the exit there for Alex. On board with AJ Masek. This is for P7. AJ Masek with a massive comeback. Saw what they did there. AJ Masek can see what he's doing. Up into P7, the inside for 8. And he's past Ishwagazam. P7 it is. From dead last. Chase Black now getting close to Anthony Wen. He can't quite make the move either. Is Muyenda Burnett. This is the fight for P8 and P9 between Azam and Burnett now. AJ Masek has basically left Ishwagazam in the dust. 3.8 seconds is the gap now to Orion Collins, who's had to yield to Uranza. Ishwagazam P8, P9. It's Muyenda Burnett and Brandon Belknap in P10. Anthony Wen still leading this race after the mistake from Joey Dom. He inherited that lead, has not given it out of hand ever since he overtook Chase Black. Then it's Jay Craig in P3. And Joey Dom, our previous leader, in P4. But as a collective duo, they have gotten closer to Chase Black. Overall, gap is down to about 4 seconds to P1 for Joey Dom. It's closed down 2 seconds already. But that's how cruel this sport can be. Just when you think someone's settling in, just when you think someone's getting comfortable, Joey Dom, it comes back to bite you. Chase Black all over the gearbox of Anthony Wen still. He's better through there. Better through there too. Just able to drive tighter lines. Seems like he's got that car a lot more hooked up. 1.1 now to Jay Craig for Joey Dom. And still they're both as a collective gaining on Anthony Wen. Minutes, a little bit less left in this race. It's Anthony Wen, the guy who qualified first for this event. Who had the quickest qualifying time before today. is leading the way. But Anthony Wen has been, in my opinion, faultless so far. Hasn't made any big mistakes. Something which he said during the Radical Cup that it was something he had to work on. But it seems like he's done that so far. However, Chase Black, though, is all over the rear end of that McLaren livery. They're four. Eight and a half minutes left. And then we'll know who wins Community Cup number 10. And a burnout on the back of Ishvak Azam, who's really dropping down the order. This is not good at all. Joey Dom has overtaken Jay Drake already. And is now 2.7 seconds back on Chase Black. Ishvak Azam has had a moment, I feel like, as he's now in last. 2.4 seconds back on Belknap. 6.6, yes, here he is off the road. And that is definitely not good. Ryan Collins is still doing really, really well. Anthony Wen at the front of the field, controlling this race, has about 5.5 minutes left to survive, but there's a chasing and a very quick bullet behind him. That bullet is Joey Dom, and it's coming for him. For him and Chase Black, he has to get past two, so catching up will be one thing. With only 5 minutes left, it might not even be enough time for Joey Dom. He will give it a right old go. But he needs everything. He needs maximum pace. It's 3 seconds in total to the lead for Joey. He needs hammer time. He needs to leave it all out there on track. He's made his mistake. He's had his crash. Now he just needs to put it all out onto the circuit. He knows he's got the pace. But he also knows that time isn't in his favor. And one thing that he for sure has to avoid is overdriving the car. Keep letting the car do the work for you. Use more of the track, take more risks, but never drive the car harder. Unless obviously you've been so far under the limit that you've got more to give to the car. The car's got more to give to you, but it doesn't look like that's the case for Joey. Still 2.5 seconds back. Anthony Wen has survived another lap. And with every lap and every second that passes, Anthony gets closer to that checkered flag first. And the Burnett P8 for him. 2.9 seconds back on Masek. He's a bit in no man's land. Chase Black though, this is the battle we want to stay at. This is the closest battle we have on track, with a chasing Joey Dom behind it too. This has been one of Joey's good laps again. Let's close the gap up, 3/10 to P1. Chase Black is 2/10 back. He's making Anthony Wen look. He also has to watch out. The more that he tries to push Anthony Wen, the more he's going to be prone to mistakes, and he doesn't want to slow both of them down. That would be the worst scenario for Chase Black. Brandon Belknap, he's 10th again. He's been overtaken by Azam. It looks like that will be it for Azam too. 18 seconds back on Miranda Burnett. So I have a feeling that that needs something crazy to go wrong for him to take up or take that place away from Burnett. Masek in 7 has also done a good job. As I say that, Masek might have gone round. Masek was off the track. Has gone down to PA. Commentator Curtis right there. Letters can be sent to my address, AJ. I sincerely apologize already for that commentator Curtis. He's back onto the track though. That's what I said. It's such a big gap to Azam now. He needs something to really, really go wrong to pick up another place. Gap now down to 12.8 for him though. Getting at least a bit closer. Chase Black is also someone who's getting close now. We're on the last lap of this race. So it's one final attempt for Chase Black here, but trying this is also allowing Joey Dom to get closer. Don't do anything crazy, because you could take both of you out of this race. That's obviously what Joey Dom's hoping for. That's not what Anthony Wen nor Chase Black is hoping for. This is the POV from the chasing car. Joey Dom, 1.7 seconds he's got it down to, but it's going to be too little too late if nothing happens up ahead. Anthony Wen has controlled this race ever since he overtook Chase Black. When Joey Dom made his mistake, he could smell blood. He took his opportunities, but will it be enough? There's only 3 more corners to round off for Anthony Wen. Looking back from the Aston Martin livery, F4 of Anthony Wen with a chasing Chase Black. But I don't think he's close enough. I don't think he has an opportunity left. And Anthony Wen is going to do what Anthony Wen does best. Out of the last corner, good exit. It's not close enough for Chase Black. Anthony Wen takes Community Cup number 10. He's been under pressure from Chase Black for the whole of this race. Made that crucial overtake with, well, about 13-14 minutes to go in this race, and he's never really looked back since. Joey Dom, after his mistake, had to make up 6-7 seconds. Well, that proved to be 1.7 seconds too much to take the victory. He was commanding in that lead, but made that one mistake, and that cost him dearly in the end. Jay Greg finishes 4th, Uranza 5th. Orion Collins finishes a well-deserved 6th place. Good job from him. We end up Burnett in P7 ahead of AJ Masick in 8th with a comeback. Had to make up 30 seconds to get up into P8, but he did. Then Chisfak Azam in P9 with Belknap in P10. And that concludes, ladies and gentlemen, Community Cup number 10. Boy, take a breather. Was that another great one? Anthony has done it again. Needed a victory in the championship too. He's got one. Oh, boy. Great result for Anthony. And a great Community Cup number 10. That is something that we love over here at the One Line Racing Center. All right. The next Community Cup will be in around 2 weeks' time, closer to Christmas. Community Cup number 11. We're not quite sure if that is going ahead yet, but as it stands, it is. So we'll see you back just before Christmas. If we don't see each other before Christmas anymore, it's a happy Christmas and hopefully a happy New Year's to everyone over there in the US too. From the whole of the One Line Racing Center team and myself, we'll see you at the next Community Cup race. Goodbye.